Hey there, I'm Anne Marie. I'm the founder of Thirsty for Wonder and the creator of the Wellspring, which is a Celtic recovery journey. On Saturday, I had the privilege of hosting a online Dry January Sober Summit with a bunch of friends of mine. We had presentations all day. It was glorious, fabulous, wonderful to see folks come together in community and to talk about sobriety as liberation, and to have conversations where that felt really super empowering to bring back into our recoveries. One of the things that we did on Saturday was my beautiful friend Sherry Hampton, who is the founder of Served Up Sober, and I'll tag Sherry here in the video. Sherry and I hosted a Ask Us Anything for an hour-long live coaching session on Saturday. And one of the questions that came up, and this comes up so much in coaching and one-on-one coaching, I think for both Sherry and I, is how do I start? Like, where do I begin with this whole journey? Maybe you've been thinking about sobriety for a while. You've been in the sober curious space. Maybe you're in a space of kind of observing and watching how alcohol affects you and your relationships, your body, your desires, your energy, what anxiety feels like for you. And you're wondering, how do I take the next step? I think there's a couple of places that I want to talk about, and I'm going to challenge Sherry to do a video on this as well, because I thought her answer was really beautiful. So you tag your it, Sherry, after this. I think understanding what our capacity is, first and foremost. Does your capacity meet your expectation is something to really consider when we're starting out on a sober journey. And that translates into, is it a reasonable expectation to say to yourself, that's it, I'm done. No more alcohol from me here on out, ever, ever, ever. Do you have the capacity to do that? Like, what's your energy feel like? Are you exhausted? Are you burned out? Do you have the proper support that you need to do that, to live that out? So meeting yourself where you're at, and I often talk about just like meet yourself where you are and start where you can. Just start where you can and know that starting is the catalyst for transformation. Actually, before that is the catalyst for transformation. The space of observing behavior and thinking about not drinking is the catalyst for transformation. Starting where you're at is a huge step of courage and bravery into something unknown, and it really can be celebrated. So meeting yourself where you're at and what that can look like practically is a couple of things. One is delaying the behavior. And so if your regular routine is to come home from work in the evening, dump all your stuff, start cooking dinner, open a bottle of wine, right? And that's the routine for a lot of folks that I hear from and work with. That was my routine as well. Taking off the edge of the day, trying to soften the edges of the day by doing that in the evening. If that is your regular routine, delay that behavior. That's a really, really huge thing to do, right? That's a huge disruption to our brain. The brain loves and thrives on routine and a set rhythm. And so if you're disrupting that behavior, the brain's going to wake up to that and start to wonder what's going on, and things are going to start to heat up. And so even just delaying that behavior by 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour is a beautiful, beautiful place to start, right? And so I would also recommend step 2, if you want to take that a step further, is putting something else in place of that. And so ritualizing that space. There's nothing wrong with wanting to come home from a hard day of work and soften the edges of our day. That is our nervous system longing for regulation. That's a beautiful communication of the body. And so putting something else in place there, maybe this is my favorite thing to do. I always recommend to my coaching clients is come home and ritualize making a cup of something warm, a warm cup of tea. I love herbal coffee without any caffeine in it, but ritualize that. Don't just throw the cup in the microwave. Like, take the time to boil the water in a kettle or boil it in a pot on the stove. let it steep, hold the cup in your hands, savor it, drink the whole cup of tea slowly. By the time you're done with that process, that's like a whole 30, 45-minute process. And not only have you delayed the behavior, but you've replaced it with something that your brain can start to recognize as comforting. This feels good. And we want to make more decisions from a place of feeling good in our body. So look at your capacity. Does your capacity meet your expectation? Meet yourself where you are. Take one small step, right? Delay the behavior. And can you replace that behavior with something else that feels really nurturing, really comforting, really wonderful for you? And then you're on your way. All right. Sherry, you're up to answer this question. Maybe we should make this a weekly thing. Sherry, what do you think? Take good care of yourselves. Bye.